What's up, Clean Cut Crew? Welcome back to another episode of Tower of God. I'm your host, Michael, and today we are getting into episode 54. Alright, so last episode was a bit transitional, just like the one before that, but we learned about Bam's conviction. So Bam has decided to be Rachel's legs and will be continuing to climb the tower. So Rack, Coon, and Bam are scheming on how they can make this happen. This is pretty much coming up to the last few issues of the season, which is, in all honesty, probably like 20 plus issues, but we're getting on to the last test. So we're getting there. Find it hard to kind of like control my reading habits a little bit. I mean, we do about 5 issues per week, but you know, sometimes you want to read a little bit more than that. I mean, it's not uncommon for someone to read like 50 issues in one sitting, so it's a little hard for me to adjust. But yeah, let's get into this episode. All right, episode 54. Deep sea fish. Ooh, that looks good. Some quant jerky. Gulp? It's been a while since I've drank like this. Why don't you have some? You're really going to make me drink alone while you sit there sober? What kind of manners is that? No thanks, but I don't want to be drunk all day long. I'll just pour for you. He pours it out. She sighs. You don't seem to be worried. But I am. What if I fail? What will I do with my life then? Isn't it funny? It was just yesterday after Ho's death that I made up my mind to live more fully, but I've already become weak. Since the moment I woke up this morning, I've been so worried. I'm just too weak. Do you know why Ho died? Because he was weak like me. Shibasi looks surprised. Kind of doesn't even know what to say. I know I shouldn't, but I understand why Ho hated Bam. He's different from us. He stays focused on his goals and he doesn't fall apart. No matter how hard I try, I feel like I can't beat him. That's why I'm mean to him. I think you should stop drinking. He's actually kind of nice. I feel better. Talking behind his back, calling him names, and laughing at him. He just stands out. Everybody looks at him. Literally everybody's looking at him. You're working hard, Bam. Hey, Miss Dorsey, I heard that you're trying to persuade the others to team up with you and Rachel. But no matter what you do, no one will join you. They made it all the way to this point, but you want them to take the last test with a cripple? Who would do such a crazy thing? They will. Let me ask you again, why are you so obsessed with her? When I first saw her, I felt that there was something odd about her. She was like a stranger from another world, wandering somewhere unknown. They literally are strangers from another world. Well, it turns out she's just an ordinary girl. What happened between you and Rachel, Bam? I was born in a very dark and lonely place. I didn't know who I was, where I was, or why I was there. All I knew was that there was a light above. I built a tower of rubble to go beyond the light. But when I reached it, I finally realized that I would never get out of here. And that someone beyond the light had locked me in the deep and lonely darkness. I cried, realizing I was alone was even more painful than dropping a rock on my foot while building the tower. But then the ceiling moved. And a miracle happened. That's when I realized that it was beautiful to be a living human. Rachel is the only person who came down to me from the light. So wherever she goes, I will follow her. You got quite a collection there. You are a ranker indeed. You have almost all the limited editions. No, I just bought some when I moved in. It's nothing special. It's nothing compared to what your family has. So what brings you here? Michelle Light, I want to know what can be done to make it possible for her to take the next test. Well, you're straightforward. I did hear about Michelle and Bam, but we can't let her take the test just because of their personal drama. Remaining healthy is a regular's duty. What if Rachel's injury was caused by someone who's not a regular? Haha, it can't be, Tap. What's this memo? Somebody sent this to Ho before the test. In short, it says, kill Rachel to stop Bam from going up the tower, and the person who sent this was definitely not a regular. Oh, this is so cool. Hello. Yes, sir, it's me. Sorry for reporting in so late. Too many eyes here. Yep, the position test is over now. The results haven't been announced yet. But if there are no surprises, the two will pass the test. Oh, it's the sheep dude. Yes, well, the results were expected, but what can we do about it? I will make sure to retrieve the Black March and Green April during the last test. Oh, and about the boy I mentioned before? Oh, dude, he's talking jihad. Perhaps he does have the talent to receive the symbol of the triple I. What does that even mean? Well, we'll take one step at a time. He has to become a ranker first. Oh snap, they're trying to recruit him. I'll test his talents more. Haha, I want one under my thumb. Then I'll contact you when I'm done on Evankhell's floor. The surveillance is really tough here. They even know what regulars write in their diaries. It was hard to sneak in here. Damn Hansung. I don't know what he's plotting with Evankhell here. After rejecting a high ranker position offer, what are you doing, Mr. Yuga? Oh snap, he's been revealed. A secret call in here. You've gone too far. Direct? I told you not to come in here. Director, didn't you hear me through that thick fur of yours? Royal Enforcement Division, Unit number 67, member Ren. Oh snap. Alright, that's actually a crazy picture. I'm going to use that for a thumbnail. But before we move on to the SIU post, I kind of want to talk about this panel right here. So let me bring this up here. So this portion that Bam kind of talks about his past, he talks about how he built a tower and he was chasing the light. Sorry, my dog is barking. So let me wait till that's done. All right, so this panel right here where Bam kind of talks about his past, it's pretty interesting to me because he said that he built a tower out of rubble to go beyond the light. But when I reached it, I finally realized that I would never get out of there. And that beyond the light had locked me in that deep and lonely darkness. I cried. Realizing I was alone was even more painful than dropping a rock on my foot while building the tower. But then the ceiling moved. And a miracle happened. That's when I realized that it was beautiful to be human. So, just knowing what we know from the anime, I feel like this is a little bit metaphorical here. I could totally be pulling out my ass right here, but it's kind of interesting that Rachel comes down, and by the way, this is spoiler, so if you haven't read past this part, just please stop the video here or skip ahead to the end. So the reason why I wanted to bring this up, because the whole time I was reading it, I just thought like maybe this is more, maybe a little bit more is being said than what is happening at face value. So like in the events of the end of season 1 on the anime, we all know what happens, but just in case you don't, this is a spoiler, so please stop the video here. I'll give you guys a couple seconds. But basically what happens is throughout season 1, Rachel has this dream that she wants to chase the stars, right? And through chasing this dream, she gradually becomes a shadier and shadier person doing really, really horrible things. Like, just kind of the trade-off that she had to have just to climb the tower, like, she basically had to give up Bam, and just kind of like her greed to climb the tower, or her desire to climb the tower, corrupted her, and she became kind of like this evil acting person, or at least she's committing evil acts. So I thought it was kind of weird that Rachel came from the light and then came into the darkness, and then Bam, who came from the darkness, chased the light and now became the light. Like, I don't know, it just seems kind of weird. And I don't know, like the way that he talks about how he was born out of nowhere and somebody put him there, it kind of makes you wonder about like his, just kind of like his origin, like what's his origin story. And from what I understand, I don't think his origin story has even been revealed yet, so no one really knows. But I don't know, it's pretty crazy. Like, look at the words that he uses. Like, I built a tower of rubble to go beyond the light. Like, could be digging too deep here, but like, why do they have to say tower? They could have used pillars, or he could have literally just said, I use rocks to get closer to the tower, or to get closer to light, but he literally used the word tower. So it just makes me think a little bit, and sometimes I think too much about things, but I don't know, I feel like Bam definitely has a huge part in Tower of God. I mean, of course he's the main character, but I don't know, maybe he has a huge deal to do with the origins. Maybe there's a lot going on to him that no one really knows about. But I don't know, it makes me wonder like what is going to happen in season 2, like what's going to happen after the season ends and like Rachel's climbing up the tower and Bam's kind of like doing this weird training time skip. But I don't know, just weird. It's just weird. I don't know if there's any weird conspiracy theories out there, but if there is one, please bring it out. I would love to read it, but I don't know. That's just my rant for the day. Let's read the SIU blog post. All right. As you gaze into a heat-inducing fur of Yuga, Yu Hansung tells him to shave and cool off. It's summer, but Yuga rebels, saying that the sideburns must be kept. But as Yuga is distracted, Yu Hansu quickly raises with a buzzer, and the moment he realizes that his sideburns were pitifully cut. Teenage Yuga, going through sensitive times, says that he can't go to school like this and runs away from home. To make the runaway Yuga return home, Yoon Han-soon collects his sorry feelings and sends a text. I'm sorry, but I love you. All lies. I realize now. Boring. What? That was like the most random. Did I read the right? Is this the right blog post? Okay, he just wrote something. He's trolling right now. But yeah, it was a pretty good issue. I was hoping that he might say something about that, like the Tower of God. But man, I really want to know what the tower is all about. I totally could be 100% wrong. I'm probably wrong on like my little fan theory concocting right now, but it's just cool to think. I like animes and I like mangas where you kind of think about what's going on and there's like a little bit of mystery and stuff like that. So yeah, we'll see where it goes. We'll see if Bam's like secretly the creator of Tower of God, and I don't know, he's just like loses his memory. Maybe like the one, you know, like are you guys familiar with like the One Punch Man theory, where like One Punch Man's like actually the #1 hero, but he has like amnesia and can't really like remember that he's the #1 hero. But yeah, I mean, who knows? Maybe he is the creator of the Tower of God, and all of a sudden he just like reincarnated and doesn't remember who he is. So yeah, comment down below, let me know what you think, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.